Hi friends in Flosstube. My name is Sylvia and my Flosstube is called Running with Needles and Scissors. This is a channel about cross stitch and a little bit of knitting, possibly some quilting sometimes and sewing. So if these things make your eyes roll back in your head, then this is not the video for you, but if you're into that, then welcome. So I just wanted to thank you for all your kind comments, and it just makes my day reading those. So those of you who took the time to comment, I really thank you. So this is Mia. This is the other half of the dynamic Millie and Mia duo. Millie is upstairs with my husband because he's eating dinner, and he just went upstairs to his office and took his dinner with him. And so she, is full of hope that she gets something, although we don't feed them human food. The only thing they get sometimes is a piece of pizza crust. So anyway, so she let me catch her. She's actually very snuggly, and she's my constant companion here. She wants to play right now. That's why she's a little wiggy. She gets up with me early in the morning, and where I go, she goes. So she's my little buddy, and when I stitch, a lot of times she'll be right next to me. She'll jump on the couch or squeeze into my chair with me, and so she's gonna squeak her toy. Sorry, but anyways, so it is Friday. It's not Friday. It feels like Friday. It is Tuesday, April 13th, 14th. Quarantine, makes you forget time and space. And it is in the evening. It's 6:45 now. I already did one this morning. I got up really early and got myself dressed and came down and did one, and it was really more zombie-like. So I was like, ooh, it's a little early. So I decided I'll redo this one. Okay. I hope all of you have been really at peace and have just I don't want to say relaxed into the situation, but gotten as much good out of the situation as you possibly can. It's just none of us alive can really remember ever having something like this. I don't know how many people are. I don't know if anybody's left from the big Spanish flu thing, but it sure does rock one's world. But like I said, I hope you guys have been staying healthy and have channeled your energies into creative or great things. I know many of you are sewing masks. It's not a thing here in Germany, or at least I haven't come across it like I have in the US. So not much mask sewing going on. I think it's going to come because they are going to enforce public mask wearing. That's going to become a law, or I don't know what. I'm thinking in German because I watch the German news, so my English vocabulary is currently making an exit out of my brain. Sorry. Okay, well, let's get on to some more stitchy things. I had a few days off over Easter. So here in Germany, Friday is a holiday. So Good Friday is a holiday. Of course, Easter Sunday, but that's Sunday. And then also Easter Monday is a holiday. So I had a few days in a row, and I went up to my sewing room and spent a little bit of time there and got some things FFO'd. So let's do the first one. Let's see, I stitched this one. Let me show you the pattern. It's laying here. This is by, her name is Robin Sample. She is October House Fiber Arts. So she is actually a knitter, and she was at market sorry for looking down so long. She was at market this year and had some really, really cute knitting related cross stitch things. And I looked at her yarn, and I'm gonna have to get me some. It's so pretty, so soft and gentle. Anyway, so this was Let Your Love Shine. This is from the whole Be Well and Stitch movement, which I think is fantastic. And so I finished this one, and my yellow was a little unfortunate in choice, but nonetheless. And I put a rock and roll, what I call a rock and roll finish on it. This was just a ribbon that I found at, it wasn't even expensive, on the spool, and I thought it was so cute. And so I think it fits really well with this. It reminds me of Madonna's brassiere that she wore in some of her videos, and that pointy thing. But anyway, so that's why I call it a rock and roll finish. And it's pretty old-fashioned on the back. So I picked this fabric for the back, which I love. I don't know if it's a Blackbird design, but I think it's a Blackbird design fabric, just from my stash. Anything else I need to say about this? Probably not. It's just filled with, I think I used the rest of my plastic pellets. I still had some plastic pellets left. So some of the colors that I used, I don't know, the yellow was random. This one here, I love this one. I don't know, oh, maybe you can see it. So it's got a little bit of pink. It's Weeks Cappuccino. I don't know, Schneckley. So those are the colors I used. And it's on a leftover piece of Lakeside linen, I think, from one of my projects. So this is my most recent finish in terms of stitching. This is the next one here is one of my really old finishes. So this is, I think, a freebie by Work Basket, I think it's Work Basket. Many moons ago when I went to a Shepherd's Bush retreat, they had these kits. They had kitted it up with the fabric, and there was another fabric to go along with it in terms of finishing. But I pulled this out and just felt that this one was the one I was going to go with. I wasn't going to use two different fabrics, and I thought it was really cute, the rickrack. I wanted it inside, and so I messed around with it until I figured it out. Now I got to trim a little thing off here. And I'm going to do some, I think I have some little sterling silver heart charm that I'm going to put on this. And anything else? It's an R&R fabric as far as I remember. Yeah, that's all I know. And this is stuffed with walnut shells. It's way bigger than I thought it would be. And it's like a brick. And I stuffed away, and I still have this little sag, and I don't really want to open it up again. I don't know. It's really difficult. So on the back, I put a little heart. It's not even really glued on. I need to sew it on yet. So I haven't finished it completely because maybe somehow I might open it back up and stuff it a little bit more if I so feel like it. If I can position it just right, then I won't. But so this is it. I do love the way this love pillow turned out. Really happy with it. All right, then you've seen this FO, but I FFO'd it now. I told you I was going to use denim on it, and this is what I came up with. So I used some jeans from my youngest daughter, Olivia, and they were capris with a cuff. So I used the bottom portion with the cuff just as the bottom accent, and then strips, and I just put, I have a really hard time. Oh man, Mia, stop chewing on that. She's chewing on the yogurt container. We always give her the yogurt container that she gets to lick out, and now she decided it would be a good time to just tear it apart. Okay, where was I? Yeah, I have a hard time with accents. I'm just a really plain Jane in that respect, and everything I put on there, I was kind of like, oh, yeah, no. But, so this is what I came up with. This is a little ceramic button I picked up in France a while ago, and this is just really thin twine, I guess, and I just doubled it up or quadrupled it and made a bow out of it. So I thought it was okay. And in the back, I used the pocket from her pant leg just to put it in there, so that it's open. You can put your you stick something in there. I don't want to stick a scissor in there. I was kind of contemplating that I would put our emergency money in there because nobody would look at this and think there might be money tucked into the back. But yeah, well, now that I've revealed it on Flosstube, the public internet, there'll be no money in this pillow. Okay. And the last FFO is, and I'm super proud of her. Yep, there she is now. Is Primrose. So she was not easy to finish, I'm telling you, and I always tell my girlfriend Michelle at her Flosstube is called Cozy Egg. that, you know, I finish stitching and I tell her, so now I'm going to go ruin it with finishing. I am not the best finisher, and this was hard, and we had, you know, there are some bibbles and bobbles on her, but in general, I think she turned out super, super cute. There's her backpack and the carrots, and I made an extra carrot because right here where her foot is extra long, I'm just, you know, when I display her, I think the carrot's just gonna lay like this. The next ones that I do, I'm sending out. I am not gonna finish them myself. This was too nerve-wracking. But there she is, and she was done for Easter, so she got to celebrate Easter with us. Those are my FFOs. Now I have an FO. I started and finished. Oh, I should show you the pattern. Sorry, Primrose. Get my act together here. Primrose by Stacy Nash. It's on her Animal Cracker series. So there she is. My ribbon's a little tidier than her sister here in the picture, but that's okay. So then I stitched the spring whirligig, and that is stitched on 32 count Ren linen on Picture This Plus. And oops, there went the pattern on the floor. And here it is. So I just need to finish it and pop it into the tin. I already have anxiety. Okay. Because it's a round finish, and those are the worst for me. So we'll see. We'll see when I get up the nerve to do that. And let's see what else. So that I started and finished that one. I've been working on Fracture Friends by Shakespeare's Peddler. It's done on, hers is done on silk gauze, but you can stitch it on linen as well. And I decided I was going to do it on silk gauze because that's kind of fun. So this is my foray into silk gauze, and that's how far I got. I promised my redhead that I would get her buddy stitched, at least the top portion, so they could hang out together while they're being worked on. So I'm really liking this. It's my morning stitch, so the stuff I do first thing in the morning because my eyes are pretty good then, and I can concentrate better. Here are the flosses, and it's a real primitive palette. And it calls for anchor, and with a DMC conversion, I put a few overdyes in there because I like it that way. Hang on, Millie is at the door, and I'll be right back. I gotta let her in. No respect for what I'm doing. All right, come on. There you go. All right. Sorry about that. I'm going to try not to re-record this one. All right, my friends. Oh, and then I started G Legere, and I had brought the cover for it down. And now, of course, oh wait, here it is. Since this is a retry. So here's the pattern. You know, this is, the colors on it are so beautiful. This is the antique, and I know people have struggled with getting it to look like this because this is the, you know, front of the antique, and it's faded and old. And the colors that are given are a little brighter. So I do have the Gloriana conversion. You saw that last time. That Isabelle but from Reflet de Soie puts together. And I do like it. So here's a, I gotta take the pattern off otherwise. Hold on, I have my pattern clipped to, holy cow. Oh, I rolled it into the, okay, wait. I'm gonna get something to cover that up with. Here we go. I'm just going to clip that right on there, and then you can't see it there. Okay, so here is my start, and I'll come closer so you can see maybe a little bit of the variegation. Some of them are very gentle variegated, like this blue. Some of them are more variegated, like this color, and yeah, I don't, that one is, oops, that one is pretty variegated. But I do like them. I'm happy with it. So that's how far we got. There's a sale going on, or an attempt at a sale. I know Farm Girl announced it. Christy from Crosshatch Quilts wants to stitch it. Michelle at the Striped Rose, and I haven't looked yet, supposedly stitching this, and there's a few others. So jump on in. The water is fine. It really is a lovely sampler. Okay, and the thing I wanted to mention was that Isabel provides Overa Soie, or whatever the floss is that her patterns call for, and mostly she works with Overa Soie, in this format that I showed you. So when you only need a little bit, you know, you don't have to invest in the whole skein. When you need more than one, you don't have to buy full two. So I think this is a really good option. And I'm not sure what the dollar is doing right now in terms of the conversion rate, but it's worth checking out. Okay, and then yesterday evening, because I just can't seem to focus on anything, and I didn't want to start something big, and I had worked a little bit on Factor Friends, and then I thought maybe I wanted to cast on a sweater, and I was reading the instructions, and it was after 8 p.m. It was about 8:40, and I thought I would just cast it on real quick and do a couple rows and then call it a day. And I had picked this beautiful Madeline Tosh, I think it's called Winter's Rest, or I'd have to pull the, oh, let's see here, Winter's Rest, that is it. Okay, and it's prairie, and I really love the colors. I really, really think it's beautiful. And it was just a little like short sleeve top with a little bit of lace, and one prairie is enough, and that's exactly what I had. But then I started reading the instructions, and I was like, oh, it's too late for me to even like figure out what they're asking me to do. So I was looking around, and I thought, am I going to go back to Sparrow just for a couple of stitches? And Sparrow's in timeout a little bit, because I started page 3, and it was the horse, and I started it, made a mistake, ripped the horse out, started it again, got all the way around, there was a mistake, I ripped it back out, and I'm like, okay, I'm done with it right now. This is bugging me too much. So I picked up one of my things that is ready to go, and that is the cereal bowl by Plum Street Sampler, and this is lesson 2, and it's really super sweet. And so I'm stitching it on 40 count Zweigart sand that I tea and coffee dyed myself, and it's wrinkled, and I don't care. Here's some of the antiquing you can see, and it's awkward looking piece because I just cut out the first one I did, so it's like a T-shaped, but I'm just going to fit them on there as I can. I'm going to do them all on here, the ones I have. So I just put in a little bit of green and a little bit of white, and I'll continue on that tonight. It's very relaxing. So there, you know, these are still the kits that came with all the flosses. And what I do is I always just color in the symbol, so I just look at the chart, and hopefully I didn't make a mistake with any of my symbols, and not on this little one. I wouldn't have. I did the same thing with this, with the reflect this. Well, all the symbols are put on the back, so I don't have to refer to legend anymore. I just can stitch. Yeah, so that is that. Let's see. I also have, I also have a little bit of stash acquisition. The majority of my market order is still not here, so I'm waiting on it, and hopefully maybe it'll get here this week. It would be nice. I also have another really large order that, and I won't tell you where I ordered it, but it's been 5 months. I think that's completely unacceptable not to send even a portion of it, and the majority of it was charts, and There were 3 pieces of linen in there, and none of it was, well, one piece is a specialty piece. I ordered Berkshire linen in 40 count, Berkshire Hive linen, so I wanted that B linen. But the others were just plain up, straight Zweigart, nothing special. And yeah, still waiting. So that kind of takes the fun out of it a little bit. So I put in an order with Needlecraft Corner, and she is great. And so I got some Blackbird stuff. My heart can rest. And if I'm going to start anything first in terms of this, all the new releases, it would be this one. So I just asked her to give me linen and threads. This is on Heartland linen, 36 count. The next one is We Live in Hope, and I had her kit up the big one for me, which I just think it's so pretty. I love the ship. I'm not the only one. And here are the colors. This is on Homespun, and I think it's an R&R. And this looks a little messed with because I messed with it. I pulled it out and wanted to look at the linen. And honestly, it could just be a piece of natural linen. That's what it looks like. Kind of a little bit bummed because, like I said, there's no coffee, no nothing on it. It just looks like a piece of natural linen. And I got All Joys for Thine. And this again is stitched on Heartland. And here are the colors. So either this one or the other one. They're pretty small. Doesn't mean I'm going to get them done in any, speed of time. No, you can forget that. But they're manageable. I just don't want to start anything big. I mean, I'm dying to start like lilies and stuff, but I'm not going to because it's just so big, and I can't devote the time to it right now. Got the Sewing Club, fantastic book. It did smell pretty intensely when I got it, so it spent some time outside. I wrote down all the linen pieces I needed. I think I'm going to work mostly from stash, but I would like to get the ancient linen. That's for the project in the back, which I think these are so pretty. This one, not the pattern, sorry. This one, and it's got these blue brownish splotches. So it's for this one, and there's a drum with it. So I think I will. Okay, so both of them, this is a better picture because you can see also here, you can see like the blue splotches on it. And tomorrow, Picture This Plus is having a sale on their Fat 8s, starting tomorrow. They're ready to ship, and so hopefully I can snag one of those. Now that I've announced it to you all, you probably knew about it anyways. Okay, and I've been on a linen kick, getting some linen in. This is my linen of the month linen from Color and Cotton. It is beautiful. She's gonna dye 46 count for me for 3 months. We agreed on 3 months for now. I might go continue. And it's called Love Letters. It's beautiful, just gorgeous. So I would think that if you can't get a hold of any lakeside linen, this is a really good option because it has the same kind of gentle modeling that Lakeside does, and she's got some gorgeous colors. And not only that, she's a delight. She's so nice. I think her name's Angela. I got one of the new colors from Picture This Plus, 40 count fawn. I know everybody bought the vellum, I think is what it's called. I'm going to get that at some point or another. But the fawn is really pretty as well. And so I'm going to see if the flosses for With Thy Needle and Thread Manor on Quaker Hill look good on this, because then I will use this one. I also ordered directly from XJU Designs. And this is, you spell her, she's on Etsy. And so it's XJUJU and then design. And you can find her that way. And I got some 46 counts. They smell good, they feel good, they're so cool. So this one on the bottom, okay, here we go. Bottom, this one is morning coffee. The second one, oh my gosh, something fell out of my, oh, interesting. Okay, I'll show you. Obviously, oh, so sorry to be gone. Obviously, I didn't, I just pulled them out of the package, didn't open it up. So the lighter one is baby sheep. And it's it looks white or antique, but it's really a soft beige. And this one is old sheep. Old sheep. So here we go. Really excited to use those for what I don't know. And oh my gosh, she put a little freebie, a couple freebies in there. A little piece of linen. It's 46 count, so it's folded. So there's something I can get on there. And this is lamb's wool. It's beautiful. It's definitely, hold it up to the, so you can see, really nice. The sun's setting, so the light's getting a little different. Oh, wow. And a silk, hand-dyed silk. This is beautiful. Teal Dream. We're gonna get some glare now that the sun is at an odd angle, but here you can see it really well. Oh, so pretty. Really nice lady, and she was quick about it too, so I ordered directly from her. She's in Hungary, and I looked to see if she was in the EU. I can't keep track of all the countries that are in the EU, the European Union, because I needed to make sure that I'm not going to pay taxes when it comes into the country. The German tax office is brutal with their taxes, so. And they are, so I got to, I just ordered and it came. Okay, I think I'm through. Oh no, my goodness. Okay, so my sewing frenzy, I made 2 bags. One is this one, 2 project bags. This is some fabric I picked up in France. I think it's so cute, but I think actually it came from maybe Japan, I'm not sure. There wasn't enough salvage on there for me to tell. And then I made a little covered button with the macaroon thingy in there, and I hung my little Eiffel Tower charm off of it. So, and I made a bee bag. So this fabric line is called Be Joyful from Deb Strain, and I used a mini charm pack and there was a panel that I bought. And this is from the panel, the top and the bottom. And this is the panel portion I decided to use, and I just framed it in, it wasn't big enough, so I had to attach strips of black fabric. So that is that one. And I really love the way this turned out. It's a little, I need to ask Becky, Socks for Mom, what she puts in her bags, because they are substantial feeling and I can't figure it out. Now, I did the little mini charm pack all the way up to the top. I probably could have stopped on row 4. I think there's 4 rows here that you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4. And so I could probably could have stopped there and just used regular fabric. But I love it. Took me forever to like decide on the placement. And then I would change it. I had it laid out on my ironing board, and it was just change. Okay, it was a long process. So I did those. Now, I wanted to talk a little bit about Maynia. I have never participated in Maynia before because the thought of adding that many whips and starting that many projects just makes me anxious. And I'm not an anxious person really, but I don't like all that stuff hanging over. And we'll go through my whips. Maybe I'll do that just for fun. To boost my anxiety a little bit. I'll show you my whips because it's substantial. And yeah, but I think Maynia is so fun, and I so enjoy watching everybody's starts and seeing what they pick, and I think it's just so much fun. So I decided this year, I think I'm gonna dip my toe in, and what I had done at the end of last year was I had pulled a bunch of smalls and seasonal stitching, and I put them all in a basket, and it was so full I could hardly get anything in there anymore. And I'll maybe pull that one down, and we'll look into it and see what's in there. And so I went through it and picked, not without, without much thought. I was going to say not without much thought, which would be the opposite, but it was really without much thought that I just went through and picked stuff, this. There's a couple of others that I want to hunt down. And so, no surprise, I have more than 30 or 31 in that basket. And we'll see how far I get and what I pick. But I'll show you what's currently in there. Now, this is the smaller basket that I use to pull things out. And funny enough, Reese, Stitching with Reese, I don't know if you guys, most of you probably watch her. She's so much fun. She's great. Love the accent too. Had a very similar basket that she showed. And what does mine say? Trouver cette... Who knows? I can't even figure it out. Okay, anyways, it's French. I'd have to focus a little bit more to figure out what it says. Hers says something French too. But she had all her, like, physically small patterns in there, and my concept's a little different. I have my smalls in here. So I worked on it a little bit in terms of getting fabric and fibers and whatnot, but it's not done by any means, and I have a little bit more work to do to be ready. So first one is Jeanette Douglas, the, oh Lord, Star Needles and Pins pin cushion. It should be a quick stitch, couple of specialty stitches to keep it interesting. So here is the specialty floss, and I have to pull the DMCs for it. I have decided to use just, obviously I got this on sale a long time ago for $2.36. This is just 36 count antique ivory linen. It's a Zweigart. You can tell by the orange thing. And there's two things I'm going to stitch on that. This one and one more thing. And when we get, oh, I'll show you what else, because I can't show you the pattern, which of course defeats the whole purpose. But Marjorie Massey. It's a small one, 93 by 97 stitches. And this, Teresa was handing them out, Kitten Stitcher, when you ordered from her. And so I'm going to pick a fun variegated floss and stitch this freebie, and you'll see it, well, you'll see my itty bitty start, because I don't believe I'll be getting very far every evening. But we'll see. I might surprise myself. Just a cute little Little House Needleworks ornament called, I think it's Season of Love? Season of Love. It's, oh, I just love the two little snowman here. And there's a 36 count piece of linen dyed, or it's actually painted by Sassy Fabrics. I don't think she does them anymore. So I bought some ornament cuts a long time ago, and I'm just trying to work through my little pieces of linen. This one I can show you because it's a freebie. It's from Lily Bet. She no longer designs, but I held on to this freebie because I just love it. So it's another Christmas one. It's Merry Christmas. And these trees all are done with a button, and I thought it was so cute. So the button looks like this. It's a Jabco button. And you just do the stem and sew on the button. And this is the linen. It's I think it's 35 count lamb's wool. And here is the floss. So 3, just a green, a beige, and a red. What did I pick? Cranberry, dried thyme, and oatmeal. And what does she call for? Did I even look? Did I care? Yeah, cranberry, dried thyme, and oatmeal. So I did. I did exactly pick her colors. All right. Unusual for me, but there we are. This one I picked up at on one of the Stash Unload sites, and it's from the Scarlet House, and I've never seen it before. So it must have been a gift at one of the workshops. She could probably tell you, but I don't think she watches my floss tube, so Tanya does. And so it's not a cushion, it's a little pocket. And in this pocket is a corner gauge. And it's got the Scarlet House on it. Isn't that cool? So for those of you that may not know what a corner gauge is, you put it on the corner. For those of you who start on the corner, not in the middle, you put it on the corner of your fabric where you want to start, and you see these holes. So this is a 2-inch, so that means if you start, if it's in your corner and you start right there, then you have a 2-inch margin. If you start here on the further one, I think that's a 2.5 inch. And if you start right there, then you have a 3-inch margin. And everything's in it except the floss wasn't in it. I don't know if it ever had floss in it or not. I don't want to lose anything. But that's okay. I was happy to put the floss in. So here are the materials with fabric and even the fusible fleece, etc. And I picked these flosses. I am no good at this, seriously. Nicole, I need lessons. I need to come visit and you need to train me a little bit. Okay, let's do it like this. Here we go. And this one. There. Here we are. Those are the colors I'm going to use. So you can see this is a limited edition denim, mustard seed. These are Gentle Arts. Oatmeal again. I seem to have a lot of oatmeal. And then this one is Brick by Weeks Dye Works. Looking forward to that one. I'm excited to get this one done. So pretty, cute. Okay, is this, where am I? Making sure. Okay, this one I can't show you either. Awesome sauce. Okay, I took a class with Tracy Riffle. Not the retreat that I talked about, which I have a story to tell you guys. This is so unreal. Okay, so let me finish this one real quick and I'll pause and tell a story. Anyway, so I think she taught at the attic. I can't really remember, but I think so. And her project was so unique and cute. And with that, it was like a wooden box of some sort. I unfortunately couldn't take mine home because I was loaded and I couldn't, you know how it goes when you're at a retreat and you get a bulkier item. And so it didn't come home with me. But the pattern did, and there's unfortunately no picture. It's called Snowdrop. And the snowdrop is one of my favorite flowers because it's the one, it's so dainty and it's what you see first. A lot of times in the snow, still this green comes out and then the little itty bitty snowdrop. And so that's the pattern, but it's done as a monochrome. And this is the linen and this is the Belsois silk. It really is super pretty. And so this silk is tombstone. So I've been wanting to stitch this for a really long time and I forgot where to put it and came across it. So it's in the basket to at least be started and worked on. Oh, okay, so the story. Squirrel moment. The story. I told you guys in my first video the story about Black Betty. So, and those of you who are new and haven't gone back and watched the first video, I went to a Tracy Riffle retreat, my first retreat ever, and I went alone. I flew from Texas to Baltimore, did a few things in Baltimore. They had a big exhibit at one of the museums on samplers, so I went to that, and then the next day I drove down to Virginia, maybe? It was Virginia, I believe Virginia, not West Virginia. Well, could have been West Virginia. I can't remember. Anyways, and Blackbird Designs was there, Kathy Barrick with Carriage House Samplings, Maggie Bonanami, is that her name? Anybody else? I don't know, but I was like, I'm gonna go because these are my favorite people and I want to do this retreat. So I went, and as I was signing in, Tracy Riffle from behind me, so she only saw me from behind, she said, "Hey, Black Betty." She tapped me on the shoulder. And I turned around and I was like, what? And she was like, oh, she's completely aghast because, of course, I was not Black Betty. From the back, she thought I was. I must have had the similar hair because I've actually really thick and curly wavy hair. And okay, so last year, so that's the Black Betty story. She got me confused with Black Betty. So it continues now. And so last year, I went to summer school at the attic. And on the last evening, so people were clearing out, and there was just a few people in the room left. And so we sort of scooted together, and I got to know this one lady, and we hit it off right away. And it was so much fun. And I was so bummed that we didn't get to know each other earlier. And my thought was kind of like, man, if we lived closer together, we would have so much fun. Of course, she lives up on the East Coast, and I'm over here in Germany, but her daughter is also over here in Germany, interestingly enough. So we've kind of kept in touch. And she pinged me the other day and said, hey, what's your Flosstube? I want to watch it. And so we talked back and forth, and she watched the third one. And the third one first. And so she said something like, well, because I showed a bunch of my Tracy Riffle stuff. She goes, I know Tracy Riffle, and I did some finishing for her. And if you look on the credits of this and that pattern, my name's on there. And I was like, oh, so cool. Well, then the next morning, she said, oh my gosh. She goes, I watched your first video, and she goes, I can't believe it. I'm Black Betty, is what she said. And I was like, no way. So her hair, it's gray now, but I can see completely that from the back, it would look exactly like my hair. And so Black Betty is real. She lives, and I actually know her. So, life. There are no coincidences. I don't believe in coincidences, but this is pretty funny. Anyway, so I know who Black Betty is now. And I'm terribly flattered that Stacy thought it was me. Okay, on we go. Let's see. Where did I leave off? I don't know where I put this. Oh, here. Okay. On with the program. This is a Jeanette Douglas little pincushion. I think it's so cute. So you just stitch this. You have different color options, and I'm a pink girl, so mine is going to be pink. It's all ready to go. Awesome, awesome. Then I pulled a Lizzie Kate. I love Lizzie. I love their colors, and they're so fun. I hate the linen that they put in their kits. So if I'm going to do this, I'm going to switch out the linen. And it might be an itty bitty bag because I'm not stitching with 2 threads. Or I'm going to use the sulky thread. We'll see. So there's that. Another Lizzie Kate is Stitch Every Day. I do think I'm going to start this because I think it's super cute. And again, linen, no thank you. I pulled my own piece. So this is a 36 count, again, from Sassy's Fabrics. But I might revisit it. We'll see how the colors look on this. I haven't pulled the colors yet. Okay, a Shepherd's Bush. You could read it. The Heart, True Heart pincushion. Love it. They have the cutest pincushions, and it's all ready to go, completely ready. So I'm just hitting the easy button. Kitting up stuff is hard work. I love to do it, but it's really time consuming and hard. Oh, this one came out last year at Market, Whale Watch by Chessie and me. These kits are so sweet and nice. And let me just grab I hate to jump up again, but I'll show you the one finish that I have. Oh, I finished one of them. Okay, I just ran into the coffee table. Here we go. So that's about the size they are. This is a little denim finish again. I kind of just frayed the denim. You can see on the sides. Yeah. Anyways, so there's that fun little thing. So this one, Whale Watch. Get my fingers out of the way. There you go. And here are all the flosses. They're silk. Look at those colors. Awesome. and the linen and a needle. You can see there it is. You can see the needle. So you get everything you need. Awesome deal, I think. Oh, here's my basket. Okay. Continue on. Try not to make this too long because I'll be sitting here in the dark talking to you. This is a Bent Creek kit. You know my love for chickens, so this is called Life. I think she's so cute. I will probably change the linen out, but all the flosses are in there, and I think they're Weeks Dye Works. I love these little pouches that all their kits come, or used to come, or most of them used to come in these little pouches, and I think that's a fun thing. It's not coming out. Okay, there it is. I think it's Weeks Dye Works or General Arts. There we go. Here's some of the colors. You can always catch me with pink and red. Pink, red, and green together. I love it. Okay. My only stocking pattern, I think, unless there's some in the books that I got. I think there are, but this was a club kit. It's called Noel. I don't know if it was been released in one of their books, but I so admired Brenda's, from Brenda and the Cereal Starters, stocking collection. It just makes me want to run out and do them. And here are the colors. It's fully kitted. Yay! Eager to start this. You've seen this one? There's probably dog hair on this. Yep, it's a must stitch. So I have the little buttons that you see here, or the pins. So I'm gonna do it. I haven't done anything in terms of a fabric or floss or anything. Brenda Gervais, hens and chicks. Is this cute or what? The only thing with Brenda Gervais is this little thing takes a ton. All her patterns take a ton of floss. Oh, Mia. She's rolling on her back. Just, hey, stop it. Come here. Stop. Okay. All right, she's got enough. So here's all the flosses, and I think that's all the called for, but I'm not sure. It just takes a lot. Each one of her patterns. I think this is cute. Another Bent Creek. Today is a good day to have a good day. And I picked, this is a 35 count Vicky Clayton linen. And I put a couple of flosses that I thought would look nice. These are also Vicky Clayton silk. You can't really see, but the one I actually want to use is this one. It's hard. The camera, there is grays and teals, like dark teal in it. I think it's a pretty color. Anyway, so I'm going to stitch this for my oldest girl. Maybe Henrietta by Stacy Nash. Gotta do my chicken. I think she's so cute. So I just pulled linen for her, and this is, well, it was intended for Carriage House Sabbath Day, but evidently it's not going that way. So it's a R&R, maybe Confederate gray. I got two You and I patterns that I would like to stitch. One is White Christmas, this one. So a little hard to see. These You and I patterns are super cute. And this is Christmas sampler. Really, really cute. They use anchor floss. And this one I may change in terms of colors. But anyways, so I haven't done any kitting on those either. This is sorry about the glare. This is a kit by Heartstring Sampler. It's called the Humility Sampler. Oh, I'll come closer. Look how pretty that is. So it came with the flosses, but not the linen. So I struggled picking a linen for it. I may change it again. Oops, but these are silks. Really pretty. Oh, I'm getting tired. I don't know about you guys. L Genders by Brenda Gervais. It's got to be done. So I picked a silk from Vicki Clayton called Rubbed Dark Sampler Red. It's very pretty. It's a very, very pretty red. And a mystery piece left over of Lakeside linen. So it calls for R&R, but I'm using what I have. Oh, there's another one. Another Animal Cracker P-Roy, the slug. I think he's so cute, and I despise slugs. In our old house in Heidelberg when we lived there, oh my gosh, I battled slugs day in and day out. We were arch enemies. I'm really good about sticking my flosses in very nicely in my pattern. Okay, so here's what I pulled in terms of color. We'll see. The linen isn't the called for, that's for sure. What did they want? Oh, the vintage homespun. Oh, so I could probably just use a piece of natural linen. I might go back upstairs and sub natural linen, since that's what homespun looks like. Where are we? This one, whoopsie. This one started. Obviously, this looks like a piece of Lakeside linen and red, beautiful red, dark red silk floss. This came from the attic. Oh, Vintage Exemplar is what the linen is. And, oh, here are the little red houses. Could be Christmassy, or you could keep it out all year long. So, there's that. This is probably, the extent of starts you'll see in Maynia for me. It's like, yeah, I got the line done. Okay. Try not to lose my place here. Oh, love this one. It's a full kit, Be Merry and Bright by the Scarlet House. This one's already been released. This was a club kit. Sampler Girl, Farm Girl finished hers. It's super cute. It is super, super cute. Basket of eggs from the Shakespeare Peddler. It's the year of the baskets, I think. So there's a button. I don't know where that, oh, I see where it goes. And the floss, and I don't know what fabric that is, but it looks like a Weeks. It's nice. Love the color. I love this one. I saw this at the attic. I've never seen this before. Arabella's Bouquet. This is by the Scarlet House. And I happen to have some linen that I dyed myself. And it looks exactly like the linen that's called for. So I have kitted it up with the flosses. And voila. So this is a 48, it's a high count, 48 or something like that. I've been dying to start this one. Okay, Thou God Seest Me. My mind went blank for a minute. And by Heartstring Samplery, but it's been kitted by the Country Sampler. Look how pretty. Look how pretty. If you look on their website, you can see their conversion. It is to die for. So, love this. I picked this one up at a stash unload thing. This was the bargain. Seriously, it was. So, I still haven't taken it out because I think it's packed up so cute. It's Louisa Clark. She released this at Market, and it came with the frame and the complete kit. So, if we weren't so there you can see the colors a little bit. Really looking forward to doing this. And this seems like oh, famous last words. This seems like a quick stitch. Nothing is a quick stitch for me, sorry. But it'll be a quicker stitch than some of the others. This is a really old whip. This is the reversible sampler by Linda Vinson, who's also known as Needle Maid. We started this when I was still in the States at my guild. And this must be a piece of R&R from the feel and look of it. So I am really, okay, you're looking at the back. This is the back of the reversible sampler. Looking good, no? Okay, here's the front. There you go. Wait. Yeah. Yes. I can't even tell. I hope, yeah. So this is the front, and I just have the dividing bands and a little tree left to do. So I want to finish this up. And these days, I mean, what the heck? I started in the middle of, wasting so much linen. Okay. I was young and foolish back then. Okay, so I want to finish this. And the other two you just saw recently, I'm going to do the Isabella's Giving Sampler. I'm going to do the sheep. Let's put it the right way, right there. I'm going to start that. And I am going to, this will be the year. No more putting it off. Patience 8. Oh my gosh, this is the pattern. Oh, I am so sorry. Man, hope you guys didn't see too much. Okay, Patience 1898. Oh, this is terrible. Okay. And that concludes the basket for now. And that concludes my floss tube for now. Guys, I hope you are just, I don't know what I want to say to you guys. I have this in my heart that I know things are so strange, and for some of you, things are not good. But I just want to say we'll get through it together. And I hope that the American spirit, the can-do spirit, and the neighbor helping neighbor, I know it's there, despite anything the media wants to tell us. I know it's there. And I hope those who can and have the means reach out to their neighbors and help. And lend an ear, lend a hand, lend a shoulder. I love you guys. I want you to stay safe and healthy. And I might come back this weekend and do a, what's that called? Whip parade, a partial whip parade. I will never get all my whips done in one. So, okay, that's it. I'm signing off. I hope you stay happy, healthy, and terrific until we see each other again.